listen, my model is way different. Turkey has things that he's obligated to over the next 18 months. I want to break the sport down and build it from the ground up like we did the UFC. So I'm on a different path.
While the fight world buzzes about Crawford versus Canelo under TKO, Dana White just shut it down, making it clear he's not here for quick fights. He's here to tear boxing apart and rebuild it his way. While Dana White has made his stance clear, Turki Alalshikh is still fueling the fire with a bold statement. He stated, "After the 3rd of May, we will announce the details about the Canelo and Crawford fight, the big fight in the history of boxing." With those words, anticipation skyrocketed. Fans and analysts immediately began speculating whether this fight would truly happen under TKO or take a different path. The promise of an official announcement only strengthened the belief that something massive was in the works. If this fight becomes a reality, it has the potential to reshape the boxing landscape. However, with White pursuing his own vision, it's clear that boxing is at a turning point, with major moves unfolding on different fronts. This fight isn't just about two superstars colliding, it's about who controls the future of boxing. As the speculation intensifies, a new layer of intrigue has been added. The details aren't just being kept under wraps, they're being strategically withheld until the right moment. This isn't just about building hype, it's about shifting power in the fight game. And now there's talk of a surprise that could change everything.
We will not announce it before the 3rd. All the details. And there is surprise about who will be the promoter of this big fight. And the platform, you will see the big fights in it. We finish everything, but I respect the request from Canelo. He wants to focus in his big fight and dangerous fight in the 3rd of May, and after that we will start to talk about the future.
The choice of promoter and broadcasting platform isn't just a small detail, it's a game changer. This decision will determine who holds the keys to boxing's next era. With Canelo's focus locked on his May 3rd fight against William Skull, the real shakeup will come afterwards. The announcement won't just confirm the fight, it will reveal the forces shaping the sport's future. TKO, Dana White, and other major players are all in the mix, but their roles remain uncertain. The stakes have never been higher, and the chessboard is set for a major power move. The speculation about Canelo versus Crawford isn't just coming from whispers, it's being fueled by major figures in the fight world, with names like Dana White and Turki Alalshikh involved. This isn't just another fight, it's a power play that could shape boxing's future. The talk of Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas as the venue only adds to the magnitude of what could be in the works. If this event truly marks the first major move under TKO's new partnership with Ring Magazine, the sport is entering uncharted territory. But with White signaling a different direction, the path forward isn't as clear as it seems. Now, all eyes are on the official confirmation. If this fight gets the green light, it could redefine what's possible in modern boxing promotion. The involvement of TKO and Ring Magazine suggests a shift toward a new era of matchmaking, media coverage, and global reach. However, with multiple key players in the mix, the question isn't just whether the fight happens, but under whose banner it will take place. One thing is certain, this is bigger than just a super fight. It's a battle for control over boxing's future. The pieces of the puzzle are starting to come together. Turki Alalshikh has full control over Canelo's next 4 fights, meaning he decides who promotes them, where they happen, and how they are structured. Unlike before, when Canelo was under Matchroom, Golden Boy, or working with PBC, he now operates without a traditional promoter. This shift in power has left the door wide open for a new major player to step in, and with Dana White now working on events backed by Turkey and the Saudis, the landscape of boxing is on the verge of a massive shakeup. The fight game is changing, and the big names are moving into position. He stated Turkey has a 4-fight deal with Canelo Alvarez, and he doesn't have an official promoter like when he was with Matchroom or with Golden Boy, or when he was doing fights with PBC and TGB. He didn't stop there and further added, and so Dana is going to be doing these events for this unnamed company that Turkey and the Saudis are backing. This isn't just another business move, it's a shift in power at the highest level of the sport. Turkey's influence is growing rapidly, and Dana White is now positioned positioned as a key player in this new era of boxing. If these Saudi-backed events become the new standard, the traditional promoters who once controlled the sport could be left behind. The structure of boxing, which has long been fragmented, is now being reassembled by a new force. And with White involved, this isn't just about making fights, it's about reshaping the entire system, much like he did with the UFC. He stated, "I believe, and I've heard the rumblings over the last couple of days, that it would seem logical that in the end, the TKO-based company will end up promoting the fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez in September." If these rumors hold weight, then Crawford versus Canelo under TKO is more than just speculation. It's becoming the likely reality. This would mark a major milestone, not just for the fighters involved, but for the sport itself. A TKO-led promotion for this fight would signal the official arrival of a new powerhouse in boxing. The September showdown wouldn't just be about two legends colliding, it would be the event that cements a new era. With everything unfolding behind the scenes, the fight world is on the edge of its seat, waiting for the final confirmation. The impact of Dana White's involvement isn't just being felt at the top, it's making waves among the fighters too. With TKO's potential entry into boxing promotion, the conversation is shifting beyond just super fights. Fighters are now considering what this means for contracts, pay structures, and opportunities in a sport that has long been controlled by traditional promoters. One of the most vocal stars in the fight game, Ryan Garcia, has weighed in on the situation, offering his take on what Dana's presence could mean for the future of boxing.
I mean, that's it.
What do you make of Dana White entering the world of boxing and teaming up with Cheek Turkey?
Yeah, I mean, if they pay like the UFC, though, we might not like it. We might not like it, but I'm happy, you know, Dana's getting involved. He's a great dude, and I'm sure they're going to do big things.
His words highlight the biggest question surrounding TKO's potential role: fighter pay. The UFC has long been criticized for its fighter compensation, and if TKO applies a similar model to boxing, it could change the financial dynamics of the sport. At the same time, Garcia acknowledges that Dana White's involvement brings legitimacy and big opportunities. With White's track record of growing combat sports, there's no doubt that major moves are coming. Whether this shift benefits all fighters or creates new challenges remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: boxing structure is being redefined right in front of our eyes. Dana White has never been one to follow tradition. He's all about disrupting the system and building something stronger. As talk of his involvement in boxing grows, the biggest question isn't just who he'll promote, but how he plans to fix a sport that's been broken for years. Boxing has long been plagued by politics, mismatched fights, and champions avoiding the toughest challenges. White, who transformed the UFC into a global powerhouse, has a clear vision for what needs to change. He stated, probably, you know, the best fighting the best. That statement is as direct as it gets. For White, the key to reviving boxing is simple: make the biggest fights happen, with no excuses. In the UFC, the best fighters are forced to face each other, and White wants to bring that same energy to boxing. No more endless negotiations, no more ducking top contenders, just the fights fans actually want. If he succeeds, this could eliminate the frustrating politics that have slowed the sport down for years. Turki Al-Sheikh and the Saudis backing major moves. White isn't just talking, he's setting the stage for boxing's biggest transformation in decades. As TKO is rumored to take charge of promoting Canelo versus Crawford, Dana White's philosophy of making the biggest fights happen is already being tested. A fight of this magnitude is exactly what fans have been demanding. Two of the best, no politics, no delays. With both fighters having dominated their divisions, this matchup is more than just another title bout. It's a legacy fight that could define this new era of boxing. White, who has built a career on delivering blockbuster events, understands the significance of such a clash. But when it came to predicting a winner, his response was measured.
I don't know. I mean, these are two guys that have accomplished a lot. You know, it's one of what you would call a super fight. And I do super fights, so.
Who do you feel wins?
I don't know. I don't know.
Will you be at attendance? Will you be there?
Probably. More than likely, yes.
His words reflect the true nature of a super fight. There are no easy picks. Canelo's power, experience, and championship pedigree make him a serious threat, while Crawford's unmatched skill, precision, and versatility give him just as much of an edge. This is the type of fight where anything can happen, and that's what makes it special. Whether TKO officially steps in to promote it or not, the buzz surrounding this fight is undeniable. If this truly marks the beginning of a new era in boxing, Canelo versus Crawford could be the event that sets the standard for the future. With Dana White stepping into boxing and TKO bringing UFC, WWE, and boxing under the same umbrella, the fight world is bracing for a new era of matchups. The possibilities seem endless, and fans are already dreaming of the biggest fights that once felt impossible. As speculation grows over what this new structure could mean, voices from across combat sports and entertainment are weighing in on the matchups they want to see. One name keeps coming up: Canelo versus Crawford. Among those pushing for this fight is Big E, who made it clear that this is the one the fans are craving.
Oh man, can we get Bud and Canelo? Can we please get Bud Crawford and Canelo? I don't know if we're gonna see it, but man, I think that's what damn near all fight fans want to see.
His excitement reflects what fight fans around the world are thinking. This is the super fight boxing needs. With both fighters at the peak of their powers, this matchup isn't just about belts or divisions, it's about greatness. If TKO's influence leads to the fights fans actually want, Canelo versus Crawford could be the fight that sets the tone for the future. The hype is building, and the demand is only getting louder. If boxing is truly entering a new era, this is exactly the kind of fight that will define it. Big E's excitement for Canelo versus Crawford isn't just about the fight itself, it's about delivering the kind of matchups that define boxing history. With Dana White, TKO, and major players in the fight game pushing for change, this bout represents everything fans want to see. Two undisputed champions, two elite skill sets, and a fight that could cement legacies. The demand is clear. This is the fight fans are rallying behind. And as the conversation heats up, Big E took it a step further by making his own prediction on how this clash could unfold.
I don't know, man. I can't root against Bud right now. You wonder if Canelo and the miles start to catch up. It's a great fight. Obviously, Canelo's the bigger man, but seeing Bud put some weight on, I won't root against Bud. Gun to my head, I'll go Bud Crawford.
His breakdown reflects the razor-thin margins that make this fight so compelling. Canelo's size, experience, and championship pedigree give him a clear advantage, but Crawford's adaptability, skill, and momentum make him just as dangerous. Size will play a major role, but Crawford's technical brilliance and ability to adjust could be the equalizer. With both men at the top of their game, this is as close to a 50-50 fight as boxing has seen in years. More voices continue to weigh in, and the growing momentum behind this potential showdown is bringing it closer to reality. Big E's confidence in Terence Crawford isn't just hype, it's based on what he's already seen. As the discussion around Canelo versus Crawford grows, he continues to break down why he believes Bud has what it takes to pull off a victory. Crawford's skill, mentality, and ability to dominate elite opponents have already been proven on the biggest stage. The Spence fight, which many expected to be a close battle, turned into a one-sided masterclass. Now, Big E is doubling down on his belief that Crawford can handle Canelo, but this time in a much different type of fight.
A decision. I don't think he'd finish Canelo, but I think we'd see a decision. I was actually just watching the highlights of the Spence fight, and my God, we went into that thinking it was going to be a 50-50 fight, and it was not.
Dude,
so,
I was there for that one.
Yeah.
And everyone in the media sector was like, oh.
Shocking. It was shocking to see. Bud is a dog, though. Bud's a dog.
His prediction points to a technical, strategic war rather than a knockout finish. Canelo's durability and size make him incredibly tough to stop, but Crawford's precision and relentless pressure could lead to a clear decision victory. The way Crawford dismantled Spence was a statement, showing that he can rise to any challenge and dominate even the most feared opponents. While Canelo is a completely different test, Big E believes Bud's dog mentality and skill will carry him through. As more voices continue to analyze this matchup, the fight world is locked in, knowing that if this bout happens, it could be one of the most legendary battles in boxing history. Dimitri Bivol knows exactly what it takes to compete at the highest level against bigger opponents. As a dominant light heavyweight champion, he understands the challenges of moving up in weight and how size can impact a fight. With the conversation surrounding Canelo versus Crawford intensifying, Bivol's perspective adds a valuable layer to the discussion. Many have questioned whether Crawford, coming up 2 weight classes, can handle the power and physicality of Canelo. However, Bivol, who has shared the ring with Canelo himself, has a unique insight into what it would take for Bud to pull off the upset.
First reaction, of course, it was about size of Crawford. Is it okay for him to move up for 2 weight classes, yeah? Or not? But then I saw him in Dubai maybe a month ago. I saw him. He's big. and he has very good skills. He's one of my favorite boxers. He able to win this fight.
His assessment shifts the conversation beyond just size. Crawford's skill, adaptability, and natural abilities make him a real threat. Seeing Crawford in person, bivol was struck by his physical presence, suggesting that the weight jump may not be as big of an issue as some believe. More importantly, bivol acknowledges Crawford's elite boxing IQ and technical brilliance, traits that have allowed him to dominate every opponent he has faced. If one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world believes Crawford has a legitimate shot, it only adds to the growing belief that this could be one of the most competitive fights in modern boxing. With each new perspective, the hype for Canelo versus Crawford continues to grow, turning speculation into anticipation. Dmitry Bivol's respect for Crawford's skills is clear, but he also understands the real challenges that come with moving up in weight. While Crawford has the talent to compete with anyone, the reality of stepping into the ring at 168 pounds brings new factors that can't be ignored. Strength, endurance, and the ability to absorb punches from naturally bigger opponents all play a role in how a fighter performs at a new weight class. Bivol, having faced Canelo himself, knows firsthand how different the fight feels when dealing with a physically stronger opponent.
But there is a lot of but, and even not but, there is a lot of things, small things, which we don't know how he will deal with this. He needs to get used to the power and pressure of 168 because it's different, big difference, to be honest. Maybe he will get used to it, and how he will be feeling himself on the same day when he will fighting, how his training camp will go on, a lot of things. But he's able, he has good skills, he's awkward.
His breakdown highlights the small details that could make a difference. Adjusting to Canelo's power, pressure, and speed at a heavier weight is a challenge Crawford has never faced before. Training camp, weight management, and how he feels on fight night will all play a major role in his ability to compete. If Crawford can make the transition smoothly, his skill set gives him a real shot. However, if the extra weight slows him down or affects his durability, it could change the entire dynamic of the fight. Bivol sees the potential in Crawford, but he also knows that moving up isn't just about skill. It's about adapting to an entirely new level of competition. Dmitry Bivol has already shared the ring with Canelo Alvarez, so he knows exactly what makes him such a dangerous opponent. While much of the conversation has focused on whether Crawford can handle the size and power at 168 pounds, there's another factor that can't be overlooked: Canelo's defensive mastery. Many see him as just a power puncher, but his ability to avoid damage and control the pace of a fight is just as impressive. Bivol, who handed Canelo one of his rare losses, understands how difficult it is to break through that defense and land clean shots. He stated, "Of course he's good. He has a good defense. This is one of his good sides. He's using his body a lot for defense." Canelo's defensive skills go beyond just slipping punches. He uses his entire body to deflect shots, roll with punches, and position himself for counters. His compact frame and upper body movement make him extremely hard to hit clean, even against elite fighters. This is where Crawford's high fight IQ and ability to adjust will be tested. If Bud can figure out how to break through Canelo's defense, he could outbox him over 12 rounds. But if Canelo forces him into a more physical fight, his defensive skills combined with his power could make it a long night for Crawford. With both fighters bringing elite skills to the table, this isn't just about size. It's about who can impose their style more effectively. The buzz around Canelo versus Crawford continues to grow, with top voices in the fight world weighing in on what could be one of the biggest fights in modern boxing. Dana White, TKO, Turki Alalshik, and the Saudis are making major moves, potentially reshaping the sport as we know it. Fighters, analysts, and fans are all debating whether Crawford's skills and adaptability can overcome Canelo's size, power, and defensive mastery. While some believe Bud's speed and technical brilliance will lead him to victory, others argue that Canelo's experience at higher weights will be too much to handle. What do you think? Can Crawford make history by moving up 2 weight classes and beating one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world? Or will Canelo prove that size, power, and experience are too much to overcome? Will TKO officially take charge of promoting this fight and And could this be the first true mega event of Dana White's boxing vision? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and tune in for more videos like this.